The man daydreamed in class every day. The teacher directly threw a piece of chalk at him, and every time he calmly caught the chalk. Not only that, Jack also had a hidden identity. He was one of the 7 strongest magicians, the wielder of ice arrows, because during the Far East War, Jack lost his most important companion. This caused him to be depressed for quite some time. To help him out of the gloom, when he grew up, the principal hoped he would enter the life of a magic school and hide his true identity, entering the academy as a commoner. This also led to his first day at school, receiving strange looks from his classmates, because this was a noble magic school, and Jack was the first commoner since the school was founded. Just as Jack was looking for the classroom, a green-haired girl bumped into him. Fortunately, Jack's reflexes were amazing. He quickly grabbed her. Looking at Jack's handsome face, the girl immediately blushed. However, a nearby female classmate recognized Jack's identity at a glance. The girl screamed immediately after finding out. But Jack didn't care. It wasn't just the girls. Even the boys looked down on Jack, thinking he got in through connections. Seeing Jack refuse to leave obediently, Kevin wanted to make a move, but Jack easily dodged him. Seeing the situation worsen, fortunately a red-haired girl stepped in to help. She was Anna, the daughter of one of the 3 great noble families. Kevin knew he couldn't afford to provoke her, so he spat out harsh words and left. What surprised Jack was, Anna actually took the initiative to be friendly with him, because Anna thought that as the only commoner in the academy, Jack must have extraordinary talent, and so the two became friends. Upon arriving at the classroom, he realized the students he met at the school gate today were all his classmates. Seeing Anna express friendliness toward Jack, the class immediately buzzed with gossip. Kevin was even more furious. However, not long after class began, Jack, sitting by the window, started daydreaming again. When he came back to his senses, the teacher's chalk flew toward him. Although he caught it in one move, he didn't expect the chalk to explode. Jack instantly became covered in white dust. The teacher warned Jack not to daydream again, then began explaining the ranks of magicians. No matter the era, there were only 7 supreme magicians in the world. They were the ones all magicians aspired to be. Although the origins of these 7 magicians were a mystery, several had already revealed their identities. The first was the principal of this academy. She was Shuni, the blazing magician. The second was Ellie, the enchanting magician. She was a magic researcher, and very famous in society. The third was the one hailed as a hero in the Far East War, the ice arrow magician, but he had disappeared 3 years ago. As for the others, they were still a mystery up to now. The teacher encouraged the students to aim for the 7 great magicians. At this moment Kevin suddenly stood up and said, if our goal is the 7 great magicians, then why would a commoner be in this academy? At that moment, he never imagined that the commoner he spoke of would actually be the ice arrow magician in disguise. The teacher, upon hearing this, angrily stated, everyone present had entered through the required exams to get into the academy. This had nothing to do with being noble or commoner. Next was the practical magic class. The teacher spoke about the basics of magic, which was turning raw codes into the material codes you wanted, then removing the excess information, re-editing the code, and finally materializing it. And that was the foundation of magic. And what you created could also be erased by yourself, because the essence of magic was matter, and matter could be divided into 4 elements, namely solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. Everything else was phenomena. The teacher's demonstration made the students extremely envious. At this moment a student raised a question. Could one use antimatter codes to erase another person's magic? The teacher said regretfully that the only magician known to use antimatter codes was the ice arrow magician who had already disappeared. After saying this, the teacher let the students begin practicing. Anna closed her eyes. Her mind constructed countless material codes, decoding and processing information. The next second, an ice lotus appeared out of thin air, truly worthy of being the pride of the 3 great noble families. In contrast, the commoner Jack only produced a small ice cube. The classmates looked down on him and gave Jack a nasty nickname, the Withered Magician. Jack didn't care about this title. He continued to enjoy academy life as usual. He went to the library and met the student who had previously asked the teacher a question. The student's name was Lisa. Jack discovered she also liked Dr. Hardy's books, which was why she asked about antimatter codes in class. Jack really wanted to be friends with her. After talking, it turned out Lisa's dream was to become a doctor, PhD. That was the highest degree in magic research. Learning that Jack also liked Dr. Hardy, Lisa was very excited. At that moment Lisa's hat slipped off, revealing her true face. Jack was very curious why she wanted to cover it. Her hair was clearly beautiful. Lisa explained she was a half-elf. As a child, because of her ears, she was often pointed at by those around her. But Jack thought Lisa was very beautiful, so there was no need to hide. As soon as he said this, Lisa blushed deeply. After saying goodbye at the library door, Jack returned to his dorm to rest. The next day Jack went out to exercise. Early in the morning he met a third-year senior. They briefly introduced themselves. Her name was Rebecca. She had a very good impression of Jack, because it was rare for a freshman to get up so early to train. Later Jack learned from his roommate. It turned out Rebecca's family was also one of the 3 great noble families. The next class was swordsmanship practice. Jack planned to visit the principal's office before class, but just as he turned the corner, he was bumped into by a twin-tailed girl. The girl thought she was in a hurry, and Jack should have stepped aside. Faced with such unreasonable words, Jack was a bit confused, but still introduced himself first.
レイ・ホワイトだ。よろしく。チャーミングなツインテールのレディ。
Hearing someone praise her, the girl was overjoyed. She acknowledged Jack's keen eye, that he could notice the charm of her twin tails. She then revealed her identity. Jack was completely puzzled. He knew nothing about noble names, because she was in a hurry. The girl left after introducing herself. After that, Jack went to the principal's office. They were old acquaintances, having grown up together since childhood. After a brief chat, Jack returned to class. Perhaps intentionally, Jack's practice partner was arranged to be Kevin. The surrounding classmates mocked Jack as the withered magician, but when Jack displayed his true strength, they were instantly stunned.
ではいいかい二人とも
魔術もまともに使えないやつが
始め。
俺と同じ場所に立つんじゃない。
嘘。やるじゃねえか。
こちらの方にはあまり影響がないからな。
このウィザードだ。学生生活を満喫しているようで何よりだ。レイ・ホワイト、冰剣の魔術師。